Hello students, welcome to all of you Shiksha 360. Today basically we have started a new course regarding the IIBF, that is certification course that is introduction. Basically course, what is the course here? That is foreign exchange facilities to the individuals. Under that, our first topic, that is Introduction to Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. FEMA, how the act is evolved, what is the background regarding that. All these things we have to cover in this chapter. Basically, this is the first chapter as per the syllabus provided by the IABF. And this chapter we will cover in two parts along with the MCQs. And I will say that basically, whatever we will cover directly, you will find that same thing in your examination. Just go through the sessions at least 2 times so that you are able to remember all the things, and we will cover all the things in detail till your examination. So now let's start. Evolution of first part which we have to cover here, that is evolution of FEMA. So for all other courses you can join us, JAB, CAP, certificate course or promotion examinations. Okay, regular sessions for all these will be conducted by our team. And for especially for JAB, CAP and promotion exam, just you have to pay one-time fee and validity till your selection. And we will say that basically if you go through our sessions regularly, then definitely you will clear in the first attempt as per our previous students review. So now let's start regarding the evolution of FEMA. So here you have to remember that earlier it is FERA, FERA. Now it is it is to be replaced by M. How long it will take, what are the new provisions which they have added under that, all these things now we have to cover. So with the gradual changes in the economic scenario of the world, and also with gradual liberalization across the globe, and also with gradual liberalization we can say that relaxation or less complications in the rules and regulations, and also with gradual liberalization across the globe in banking and finance sectors in general, and with the kicking off reforms and liberalization in India. In particular, a strong need was felt to provide robust legal backdrop and support to the emerging scenario, and the result was the birth of FEMA 1999. Basically, what is the meaning of these things? That is outside from the outside company, that is basically from foreign companies, basically when started investing in India, like we can say that that is the liberalization. Earlier, basically there are many rules and regulation or guidelines they have to follow. Now they will little bit become liberal, that is a relaxation. The who basically oversees all the foreign exchange, that is the RB. First question which you will find in the examination, the Reserve Bank of India, RB, oversees the foreign exchange market in India. It supervises and regulates it through the provisions of the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Okay, so it supervises and regulates it through the provisions of the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Like other markets, the foreign exchange market has also evolved over time, and the Reserve Bank has been modulating its approach towards its functioning of supervising the market. Clear? Basically, from the day one, all the control regarding the foreign exchange, basically, it is in the hands of the Reserve Bank of India. For a long time, foreign exchange in India was treated as a controlled commodity because of its limited availability. Like very less people will go to the other foreign countries, and very less international trade we have to do. How the foreign currency basically will do? If we import our things, sorry, export, then foreign exchange will come and import less. So the early stages of foreign exchange management in the country focused on control of foreign exchange by regulating the demand due to its limited supply. Exchange control was introduced in India under the Defense of India rules. First, you have to remember that basically exchange control was introduced in India, basically first act, that is Defense of India rules, on September 3, 1939 on a temporary basis. So first act which we have to remember, that Defense of India rules, September 3, 1939. After that, another act was formulated. The statutory power for exchange control was provided by the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act FERA of 1947, which was subsequently replaced by a more comprehensive Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. So, in the initial, which act we have? Defense of India rules, 1939. After that, we have FERA 1947, and again that FERA was amended in the year 1973. So till now, there is not FEMA exist. So when the FEMA comes into role, we will cover. So this act, that is FERA, empower the Reserve Bank and in certain cases, the central government to control and regulate the dealings. Clear, the central government to control and regulate the dealing in foreign exchange payments outside India. Okay. So the act basically empowered the Reserve Bank and in certain cases the central government to control and regulates the dealing in foreign exchange payments outside India, export and import of currency notes and bullion. Okay, export and import of currency notes and bullion. So please tell in the comment section what is the meaning of bullion here. Transfer of securities between residents and non-residents, acquisition of foreign securities, and acquisition of immovable property in and outside India, among other transactions. Okay, so and acquisition of immovable property in and outside India, among other transactions. Okay. All these things basically controlled by the RB or the central government. Basically, central government has given all the authority to the RB. Mainly, RB has the control over that. So this is the act empower the RB and in certain cases the central bank. Okay, to basically where central bank basically in these things to control and regulate dealings in foreign exchange payments outside India, export and import of currency notes and bullion, transfer of securities between residents and non-residents, acquisition of foreign securities, and acquisition of immovable property in and outside India, among other transactions. Here, basically, central government also play their role. So further, that is extensive relaxations in the rules governing foreign exchange were initiated. LPG, prompted by the liberalization measures introduced since 1991. In the year 1991, LPG policy introduced, that is liberalization, privatization, globalization. And the act amended as a new Foreign Exchange Regulation Amendment Act 1993. Okay, so in this year also, FERA was again amended. No new act was introduced till now. Basically, the previously act they are continuously amending. Now a new act, basically no earlier act was amended, that is Foreign Exchange Regulation Amendment Act 1993. So first basically in the year 1947, after that in the year 1973, then in the year 1993. Significant developments in the external sector, such as substantial increase in foreign exchange reserves, growth in the foreign trade, rationalization of tariffs, current account convertibility, liberalization of Indian investments abroad, increased access to external commercial borrowings. We will also discuss in detail what is ECB, that is external commercial borrowing. Clear, increased access to external commercial borrowings by Indian corporates and participation of foreign institutional investors in the Indian stock market resulted in a changed environment. Clear, resulted in a changed environment. Okay. All these things, that is, we can say that Now it becomes a common, that is foreign exchange things becomes a common after that. Like substantial increase in the foreign exchange reserve. Earlier, basically, we have limited. So keeping all these things in the view, keeping in view the changed environment, the Foreign Exchange Management Act, FEMA, earlier Foreign Exchange Regulation. Earlier, basically, we have regulated the foreign exchange. Now we have manage. So the Foreign Exchange Management Act was enacted in the year 1999 to replace the FERA, clear, to replace the FERA. So FEMA became effective from 1st of June 2000. Kindly remember this thing. When the FEMA became effective, basically FEMA became effective from 1st of June 2000. Okay, now move to the next point here. So the Foreign Exchange Management Act was an act passed in the winter session of Parliament in 1999, which replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. This act seeks to make offences related to the foreign exchange civil offences. It extends to whole of the India. FEMA, which replaced Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, had become the need of the hour since FERA had become incompatible with the pro-liberalization policies of the government of India. I have already said that in the 1991, government has done lot of changes in the policies. Only after that, foreign companies starts investing in India. Okay. So FEMA has brought a new management regime of a foreign exchange consistent with the emerging framework of the World Trade Organization. It is another matter that enactment of FEMA also brought it with the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, which which came into effect from 1st of July 2005. Okay, you know already aware that basically in that case of also basically money laundering we have to also prevent. Clear? So